G'day and welcome to this match review of the Women's ITF W60 tournament in Traralgon, Regional Victoria. You're listening to this Australian Open Life. I'm the bloke who walks. We tell stories and our story is tennis, and the story today is that we want to quickly wrap up the first two rounds results at Traralgon and just give you an insight into who is progressing into the quarterfinals. So we'll start in a second. How this will work, you'll see playing in the background is the final games of the match in Bendigo between the American Jamie Loeb and the Australian wildcard Loeb, the 8th seed. That day, Monday the 3rd of January, Catherine Orlier, the young 17-year-old from New South Wales, the wildcard, that's just playing in the background. So there'll be very little information on screen. There won't be any names or results, so listen carefully, and you might hear a name you recognise, or you'll hear lots of names that you don't, and it'll give you some insights and context as to how the qualifiers try to get into the main draw of the Australian Open and win a place in a Grand Slam. The first match we're looking at was between Xiyu Wang, the top seed from China. She was playing the Czechoslovakian Miria Kolodetsova. The Chinese player won 6-1, 6-1 straight sets. Next up, we had a local player, the Australian Roizen Galani. She was playing the Croatian Tereza Mrdeza. The Australian lost in straight sets, also 6-1, 6-1. Next up was Sasha Vicary, an American, had success, and these scorelines are repeating. She won 6-1, 6-1 against the player from the Netherlands, Rochelle Hogenkamp. And apologies if I'm going a little bit fast, but we've only got about 7 or 8 minutes to get through all these, and we want to get through it keep it as short and sharp as possible for you. The next match, also in straight sets, the Romanian Gabriela Lee went down to the Austrian Julia Graber, who's playing in Adelaide, I believe. Julia is the 5th seed and won 6-2, 6-love. The seeds having a great day, great first round. The American Yusa Matane Akonada, she won a doubles title 2 or 3 years ago with Jamie Loeb, and she won 6-love against a local wildcard entry, Lisa Mays. Next up was Andrea Lazzaro Garcia, a lucky loser, probably coming through the qualifying rounds of this tournament. And unfortunately, she wasn't lucky in this first round match against another Chinese player, Xiyu Wang. 6-1, 6-3, the Spaniard lost that match. Next up was a Belgian, Marie Benoit. And our first real match of note, going the full 3 sets, she lost to a Russian, Anastasia Zakharova, in 3 sets. She lost 6-3, 7-6, went very close in the second set, but unfortunately Marie couldn't quite hold her ground in the third set. 7-5, she lost to the Russian. And backing up in the next match of this first round at Traralgon, the international qualifying tournament, the Women's ITF, was another Russian, Marina Melnikova, playing a Brazilian. Good to see the South Americans making an appearance in Victoria this summer. Laura Pigosi, the 7th seed, lost to the Russian 6-2, 6-love. Next up was a young lady from France, the 8th seed, Jessika Ponchet. She was victorious over Tara Moore from Great Britain, who retired from a match. Doesn't say the reasons why, but she was right in it there after the first set, Tara Moore from Great Britain. The first set went to the French lass, Jessika. She won that 7-6 and went right to the wire. But the second set, the play was stopped at 2-1 and Tara retired. Following that was Emma Bektas. Both of these girls playing this match were qualifiers. The Czechoslovakian player Jessika Malakova lost to the American 6-3, 7-6. Next up was Ilabella Bocicevic, the Australian, a wild card entry, trying her luck against the UK player Jodiana Barrage. Unfortunately, 6-1, 6-love, she lost that match.
Just wait for them, wait for them. Wait till wait for them.
A Romanian was up next, Alexandra Ignatic, direct into the main draw, up against Valentini Grammatikopoulou. 6-2, 6-2, the Romanian went down, so victory there for the Greek player. Next up was a Japanese 6th seed, Kurumi Nara. She played Simona Waltert, who has journeyed all the way out from Switzerland, and that went the full distance, that match, in the 3 sets. But 6-2, 3-6, 6-love, the Japanese player got through there. Getting into the last couple of games here of the first round at TRARALGON in the women's 60 ITF international tournament, the qualifying tournament for the main draw at the Australian Open. Argentina's Paula Ormaechea was playing another local girl. The locals in Bendigo and TRARALGON getting a chance at taking an opportunity. Unfortunately, Anneli Poulos, like so many of her compatriots, the Australian went down in straight sets, 6-4, 6-1. And the last 2 games coming up, a British player, Samantha Murray-Sharan, up against an American. Samantha has a special ranking entry status. Not quite sure what that means. I'll have to look into that. And Catherine Harrison, the American, was a qualifier. Came through the ranks and was victorious. 6-7, 6-2, 6-love. So got right into a game there, the American. And the last match of the first round at TRARALGON was the Korean Soo-Jong Jang up against an American, Katie Volnyets, the 2nd seed, victorious in straight sets, 6-3, 6-2. So the second round matches, we'll just quickly go through those because we want to provide this coverage of these regional tournaments. And playing in the background, as I said, you're seeing the match between Jamie Loeb and Catherine Ollier. That first round match at Bendigo took place on Monday, the 3rd of January. The American victorious, the 8th seed, she won that match 6-1, 6-2. So the second round played starting off in TRARALGON was the Chinese player Xiyu Wang. She's the 1st seed. She's been drawn to play Tereza Mrdeza from Croatia. These matches haven't taken place yet. Sasha Vicary, the American, will take on Julia Graber, the 5th seed, who I believe is playing in Adelaide. The first match in the second round that has been completed, a straight set victory to the Chinese player over the American third seed, Usei Matane Akanada, a doubles specialist, but the victory there to Xiyu Wang of China. An upcoming match yet to be played, the Russians facing off Anastasia Zakharova, a qualifier, against another Russian qualifier, Marina Melnikova. Jessika Ponchet, the 8th seed, will be playing Emina Bektas. Jody Anna Barrage from Great Britain, victorious in the first round against the local Australian Isabella Rochicevich. Jody Anna will be playing the 4th seed from Greece, Valentini Gramakopoulou. And the last two matches in the second round will be, they've both been played actually. So Kurumi Nara, the Japanese player, the 6th seed, wasn't able to get over the line against the player from Argentina, Paula Ormaechea, 6-4, 6-2, the Argentinian, swept through that. And the final match in the second round that has been played, the two Americans facing off, the 2nd seed victorious, Katie Volnets, defeating Catherine Harrison 6-3, 6-love. So there is one match already scheduled. The American Katie Volnets, the 2nd seed, up against the Argentinian, will play in the quarterfinal at TRARALGON. The other quarterfinal spots not yet filled. So we'll be up at TRARALGON tomorrow, covering that tournament and coming back with some footage that'll come out either probably Sunday, since we have to tee up an episode of the Hit Up. Look out for that episode. Will be released 4 p.m. Sunday, this coming Sunday, the 9th of January, 4 p.m. Thanks for joining us on this special review of the match scores for TRARALGON. You can listen to the 2 parts, which also reviewed the first 2 rounds, and a couple of qualifiers at Bendigo have already been published and released. Really interested in your feedback. This is just testing out what kind of different content we can offer at this Australian Open Life. You've been listening to The Bloke Who Walks. We tell stories. Our story is tennis. We'll chat to you next time. Bye for now. Hope you enjoyed this special episode of the Spotlight series. This Australian Open Life is produced by Wise Words Media and Calumny Films.